from now till the future, this culture from our ancestor have to be passed on to the kids and the grandkids. So we need to uh, conserve it so it doesn't go extinct.
Ranah Minang merupakan istilah lain untuk menyebut tanah Minangkabau. Terletak pada dataran rendah dan dataran tinggi, membuat Sumatera Barat dikelilingi oleh laut dan pantai, serta hamparan pegunungan yang menawan.
Ranah Minang, or it's another name to be called by Minangkabau. So Ranah Minang is another name for Minangkabau. It is located in the West Sumatra, which is circled with seas and beaches, and also surrounded by a lot of mountains.
Selain pemandangan alam yang menyenangkan, Sumatera Barat juga memiliki sajian kuliner yang sangat memanjakan. Beragam kuliner khas Minang telah menyebar dan mudah ditemukan seiring dengan tradisi merantau orang Minang. Bahkan,
aside from its beautiful scenery, the culinary in Minang is also great, and all the food is excellent.
sejumlah hidangan seperti rendang, ayam pop, dan ikan lado mudo menjadi kuliner legendaris yang terkenal dan menjadi makanan favorit bagi banyak orang.
Even rendang, ayam pop, and also other food is actually a legendary food from Minang itself.
Membahas tentang kuliner khas Minangkabau, terdapat salah satu kuliner kebanggaan Ranah Minang yang lahir dari wilayah Nagari Kabau, Sumatera Barat.
Concerning with this Minang food legacy or culinary, we have to look into this specific food from Naga Minangkabau from Minang.
Nasi kapau.
It is called nasi kapal or boat rice, boat food, I think.
Nama saya Firman. Saya generasi kedua dari nasi kapau Linda. Kalau nasi
My name is Firman, and I am the second generation of this nasi kapau Linda or kapau Linda rice.
kapau itu dari turun temurun gitu ya. Paling sekarang udah 30 tahun gitu.
So this nasi kapau Linda or kapau Linda rice is also a legacy that is been passed on for around 30 years.
Ibu itu ada bakatnya di nasi kapau gitu. Buat masak-masak, buat dibikin kayak gini kan. Nah, jadi bisa lah orang tua saya kayak gitu. Akhirnya nurut juga sama saya ada bakat.
So this skill is also a prodigy skill that is been passed on from my mother and until me. So I can also do make this food.
Bakat juga dibantu sama istri saya gitu.
And there's also my skill, which is also helped by my wife.
Memang kalau pakai kayu itu memang banyak perbedaannya. Kalau apalagi kita pakai kayu kuli manis gitu kan, kalau masak pakai kayu kuli manis itu ditungku kayak gitu,
So there's a difference between cooking like I did, which is using wood. So the wood I use is also sweet wood or sugar wood. So if we make this food with this wood, we use it on the big stove.
aromanya itu ada enaknya.
The smell is actually good.
Nah, kalau yang membedakan nasi kapau sama nasi padang itu, kalau nasi padang masakannya banyak pakai rempah, kalau nasi kapau nggak ada pakai rempah kayak gitu. Kan
So the difference between the nasi kapau and also nasi padang, kapau rice and padang rice, is that the nasi rendang use a lot of spices that is made up and not natural.
kalau di bumbu di nasi kapau aja bumbunya bumbu yang alami aja gitu kan. Contohnya tuh
So in the nasi kapau, the spices are all natural stuff.
bawang putih, bawang merah, jahe, itu pakai itu.
So in nasi kapau, there's natural stuff like garlic, onion, and etc.
Nasi kapau itu pakai sebeng. Sebeng itu lauk tambahan gitu.
So nasi kapau uses sebeng. Sebeng is some kind of additional side dish.
Itu nasi kapau umumnya memang khas kapau pakai sebeng itu. Contohnya gini kan, kita mau makannya pakai dendeng gitu kan.
So this nasi kapau is also traditionally using the sebeng. Yeah.
Atau dibungkus atau dimakan itu kan, pasti dikasih sebengnya khusus. Tapi gitu.
So if we want to eat sebeng there or eat there or take away, there'll still be sebeng.
Namanya sebeng itu kan nggak besar kan. Kalau pakai sendok panjang itu, karena itu kan orangnya berdiri tinggi itu kan jauh kan, makanya sendok panjang itu dipakai.
So yeah, they use sebeng as the side dish or the additional dish, and also the reason why they use the long spoon is because the people there are high up, and then the food is far from the person serving, so that's why they use the long spoon.
Orang tuh bilang, Pak siapa yang masak Pak? Bilanglah ibu atau apa kan, nasinya enak Pak. Udah kemana-mana makan, di sini terasa enak kali makannya. Itulah
So people said, "Who's cooking the food?" And they say, "Is it the man or the wife?" And they said that this food here is very delicious,
lalu kebanggaan. Hilang capek semua.
and it's a pleasure for me. So all the tiresome is gone because of that.
Nasi kapau bukan hanya sekedar hidangan. Selain kaya akan rasa, di dalamnya tersimpan nilai-nilai tradisi yang masih terus hidup. Namun,
So nasi kapau is not only regular food. In there, there's also this cultural legacy that is still alive to this day.
selain nasi kapau, terdapat pula sajian legendaris yang tersaji hangat dan memikat.
So aside from nasi kapau, there's also another culinary that is still served warm and hot, which is called soto padang.
Saya Muhammad Ridho Alikan, generasi ketiga dari Popet Yusuf Raja Wali 1958.
My name is Ridho Ali Khan, which is I am the third generation of the Popet Yusuf Raja Wali in the year 1958.
Pada awalnya Raja Wali berdiri pada tahun 1958 di Jalan Muhammad Yamin yang lebih dikenal lokasi itu Pasar Raya Padang.
From the start, this establishment is established in 1958, which is in the Muhammad Yani Street, and it is called in other names too.
Terus restoran itu dipindahkan ke rumah kakek saya langsung sampai tahun 2000.
So later on, the restaurant is being moved to my own grandfather's house in the year 2000.
2001 kami pindah ke Jalan Jondai.
So later in 2001, we moved to this Juanda Street.
Awalnya soto resep yang didapat adalah soto Minang yang didapat dari beberapa kerabat dari nenek.
So at first, the recipe for that we gain from this is only the recipe for soto Minang that we got from our grandmother.
Terus disempurnakan lagi sampai mendapat soto yang berciri khas seperti sekarang.
And later on is getting developed and being perfected, so until we get this flavor that we have today.
Untuk bumbu yang di sini beda dengan lain karena bumbu ini memang diracik khusus, digiling sendiri dari rempah sampai bumbu jadi itu diproses sendiri.
So the spices used here is different than any other place because the spices are being manufactured by ourselves and is getting processed by our own.
Kita rasa tetap dijaga, kami selalu memakai bahan kualitas nomor 1 dan menjaga pesan-pesan yang ditinggalkan oleh si order.
So the taste is our top priority, and we have been using our special flavor that is been passed on from 4 generations.
Harapannya bisa semakin dikenal oleh masyarakat Indonesia mungkinnya atau mancanegara yang bisa merasakan cita rasa soto Padang di Sumatera Barat.
So our hope for the future is that it can be more famous and more known throughout all Indonesia and also abroad or internationally, that people can know more about this soto Padang in Minang.
Jajanan tradisional khas Minang juga memiliki banyak ragam, mulai dari teh talua, ampiang dadia, hingga mika panggang kerap jadi buruan. Di antara
This traditional food that is in this Minang is also varied more than this. There's teh something, and then bika Ambon, bika Padang, and etc.
sederet jajanan legendaris tersebut, terdapat pula kudapan tradisional yang menggabungkan beragam bubur manis menjadi satu.
Aside from those legendary culinaries, there's this one special dish that is mixing some porridge recipe, which is called bubur lampion.
Nama saya adalah Ranti, adik dari Ajo Pongo. Asal mula
My name is Rani. I am the sister, the younger sister of Ajo Pongo.
kami jualan, yaitu memakai gerobak yang berdiri di pinggir jalan. Buka kami
At the start, we are opening with only the push cart, which is opened at the side of the street.
jualan di gerobak tahun mulainya 2004. Karena ini ada razia, terus kami dilarang jualan. 2000
At the start, we are starting on the year 2004, but because there are so many discipline team from the security and local law enforcement, we are closing a lot.
2008, 2009 kami sering di street. Di 2018 kami mulai jalan di sini.
So for the year 2008 till 2010, we are being removed a lot from that street, and from 2018 we are now 2018 we moved to this street right now, this place right now.
Kalau menurut cerita yang saya tahu, dulu itu katanya karena nggak sengaja ada seorang nenek yang membuat kreasi bubur untuk lomba. Si nenek
So from what I know from the story in the past, there's a grandmother that is trying out the competition for this porridge competition.
ini dibikinnya bermacam-macam bubur, gitu bubur hitam, bubur putih, gitu kacang hijau, ada lupisnya, ada ketannya, gitu kan.
So this grandmother make a lot of porridges, which is black porridge, white porridge, with there's coconut milk there, and etc.
Tapi karena kurang persiapan, jadi nenek itu mencampurkan semua bubur yang dijualnya dalam satu mangkuk.
So that grandmother, because lack of preparation, she combined all of the porridges into one container and serve the dish.
Akhirnya setelah disatukan, ternyata dia menang dalam acara perlombaan itu.
So finally, after all of the porridges that she made being combined, she actually won the competition.
Kan dinamakannya kampiun.
So that's why the name of the porridge is called kampiun.
Kalau bubur kampiun yang ada di Ajo Pongo, ada ketan, ada lopis, ada kolak, ada kacang hijau, ada bubur hitam dan bubur putih.
So for the kampiun that is in Ajo Pongo, there is ketan, coconut milk, black porridge, white porridge, and etc.
Itu yang isi dalam satu mangkuk itu.
So that's the ingredient that is inside one bowl of serve.
Karena peminatnya banyak. Peminatnya juga dari Jakarta. Soalnya kampiun Ajo Pongo udah nyampe ke Jakarta. Udah nyampe ke Surabaya orang bikinnya. Gitu.
Because the people who are liking the dish is a lot. There's also people from Jakarta and also from Surabaya, so the dish has reached Jakarta and Surabaya.
Jadi, walaupun sering dari neneknya, tapi kita tetap mempertahankan. Jangan sampai ditinggalkan kampiun ini. Karena itu ciri khas dari orang-orang dulu.
So because there's a lot of kampiun today, we are still going to preserve it because it's our specialty from the people in the past.
Kalau dapat Campion ini sampai ke depannya generasi-generasi yang kecil-kecil dari anak dan cucu harus tetap dipertahankan, jangan sampai tinggal. Pokoknya harus dibudayakan lah sampai nanti-nantinya gitu.
Sajian otentik.
So if it's possible, this Campion, we would like it to be preserved and passed on till our grandsons and granddaughters to come. And this culture is being preserved in that time too.
Khas Minangkabau yang kaya akan rempah menjadi bukti bahwa ranah Minang merupakan surganya kuliner Nusantara. Keindahan panorama alam dan kulinernya yang telah tersohor merupakan bagian dari nilai budaya dan tradisi yang terus diwarisi.
This Campion and the all other food that is full of spices is the proof that Minang is the heaven for culinary food, and also the panorama and the scenery is what makes Minang the great place like they really is.